But in terms of the debt with college and stuff, I mean, what's going on now is like that's why they're pushing so hard because a lot of these women there's no way in hell they're paying off this college debt. And then on top of that, they've also made it so you can actually borrow loans to live as well while you're at school, so you can get into even crazier debt. Imagine, like, let's just say your debt's like $60,000 only.
That would terrify me
for just normal college, bachelor's. I mean, 40 years and stuff, $60,000. They'll lend you like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a year.
What's
extra.
the marker on that for the living loan? I'd be curious to know. Because when I paid my student loans, it was like 0.5%.
Yeah,
it was nothing.
Well, the thing is, the interest rates are high. They're like, at least with the interest loans, there's no interest on it until you graduate, right? And then they've made it right now. They've tried to make it as easy as possible, but I think it's like 4 or 5%. But with the increasing rates right now, but they're still not trying to rip people off too bad with the loans. But it's just a large amount. Is like it's a crazy coupon, but those extra loans, oh my god, man! I would imagine like right now, like you're probably getting fucked over for 9 to 11%.
It's like a personal loan, right?
Yeah, it's personal. It's basically
I've never even heard of that, man. You're like blowing my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this is what they do at a lot of colleges and stuff because this is why they're allowing you to open the door because it's like we need to keep these because one thing is they've overbuilt. Now a lot of people are starting to not go to college as much, right? And they're like, shit, we need to like, so they're trying to chum the water as much as they can, So
it's insane, man.
And they're willing to lend as much money because it's like you can't go bankrupt. So these notes, they can just pass these debt notes off to other banks. So it's this game of round robin. We're like, okay, so $100,000 here. Well, it's going to be paid by someone. So they start selling it off. Okay, I'll give me 75 cents on the dollar. All right, done. Boom. And then they'll trading.
Just keep going around.
And at the worst case, by the end of it, there'll be guys they're buying these contracts for about maybe like 5 cents on the dollar, and then they're like hounding you, and then eventually they get you to settle, and then like. By then, like they'll get like 15 cents on the dollar and they're like, nice, we made a good 2-3x on our money. And that's the system. And that's how it works. And then the whole thing is like, it's sort of like in the housing crisis, to get back to the housing crisis, they had these notes. And as soon as they're so toxic that the minute they held it on the books, they would just shift it off to somebody else to get it off the books. So it was really dangerous, right? Because it's like, all right, it's good. 1 month, 2 month holding period. Okay, trade it off. 99 cents, 98 cents on the dollar. Cool. Cool. But they made all this extra big money on everything else. So like they still made their money, but they're like, and then it becomes this what it's selling financial assets, selling these mortgage-backed securities, selling these treasury bills, selling this, selling that mutual fund. I mean, it's all about like the deal. And then like they've made some money on it or they took a little L and they just traded off and these assets keep getting traded until you get to the bottom feeders where they're like,
Well, when it comes to the housing thing, I mean, I'm probably going to misspeak, but when I flew out here on Thursday, I was I don't watch the news, man. I don't watch TV. I don't watch any of that. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. Man. And I was I was just scanning Twitter a little bit, and I think it's like, what's that? The Chinese holding company that does Evergreen? They just Chapter 15. Yeah, I've never even heard of Chapter 15. What the hell is that?
Some Chinese shit.
That's messed up, man. But that's for me, because I survived the 2008 collapse. Yeah. In 2008 and 2009, I mean, I was running my business. I mean, I had massive contracts canceled, done. Yeah. It's over. It's not happening.
We had clients just die, heart attacks.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh man, I just remember sitting there watching Bloomberg. That's when I used to watch TV. Right. And it was just like red for like a year, and I was like, gosh.
Welcome to crypto.
Yeah. Yeah, and so
my friends are dead.
So I see stuff, to the edge. I see stuff like that, and I just see I see these interest rates on new home loans and stuff. And you got to remember, I'm in residential building and construction. Right. And I'm watching these people go get these markers for these remodels or these additions or whatever they're going to build, and it's just like, I'm like 11%, 12% on these loans from banks to do this work. And
say that again, because people don't believe me when I say 11 or 9. Like
it is for real, man. Yeah, 11, 12%, and that's with like a decent credit score.
Is that a temporary, like a 6-month building loan, or like what is it, like a term?
Well, I don't necessarily dive into the terms. I just verify that the money's there, and I can always see what the percentage is that they got the loan on from the bank. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is they get these equity loans against their house. You know what I mean? It's insane to me. You know what I mean? And so you're absolutely correct, though. I think that, and this is just my personal belief, you guys don't have to subscribe to this at all, but I think that probably within the next 6 months, you're going to see more foreclosures. I mean, because you're getting to an unsustainable level. You know, I've
got a light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm with you on that.
I think it's going to pop. I think there's a little bit of a blister on things right now, and it's going to pop, and then things are going to get good again. Yeah. But see, being in the construction business, I'm seeing this firsthand. Yeah. I'm watching the numbers. I'm seeing how things go. The price of material, like a Stick of sheetrock right now where I live is $12.
Right.
Bro, do you understand how insane that is?
Some sheetrock.
Yeah. Do you realize? I mean, that's for one piece.
Yeah. I mean,
So like, it's like the inflation situation on the material side, and then the cost of interest on the other side. I mean, I'm kind of getting squeezed on both sides.